Pinches Lowriders.
All right, let's try this again. Low. Testing, testing, testing. One, two, three. You guys hear me? You guys hear me at all? Sounds good. What's up, Odessa? Texas in the house. I had a little technical difficulty. I forgot to change something. I had a running a couple minutes behind, and uh, running a couple minutes behind, trying to be in a hurry, and I forgot to do something, so I had the first live. Or when I went to live, I realized I forgot one step. But how's everybody doing today? Supposed to be getting a package delivered. So how's everybody doing? I've tried to. I moved my mic over here. Um, fixed my lighting. I've just been kind of setting up, trying to change my setup a little bit different, but I'm not sure. I might move. Was debating about moving my whole setup. I don't know. It sounds weird in the headphones. Not. I don't sound as clear as usual. For me, anyways. I can't hear myself. You guys hear me? Oh, okay, I fixed it. All right, here we go. So for you guys on Instagram that are seeing me right now, I am live on my YouTube channel. I'm only going to do Instagram live for a few minutes, and but you guys check out the YouTube channel. If you check out the YouTube channel, I'm live on that, and I'll be on here for about an hour. Instagram, I'm just letting you guys know I'm live on my YouTube channel. So come join us on YouTube, please. Um, anyhow, so didn't do didn't really go to any major events this weekend. Um, there was a cruise in San Francisco. I didn't make it. I was debating, but then I did some family stuff instead. I went to the same day there was a cruise in San Jose over here at the Roosevelt Park. Cruising to the park, little event they had there. It was pretty good, pretty decent turnout. Of course, there is footage on YouTube of that event. So that was here in San Jose. I had my son. He got to play on the playground at the park, and I did my thing. And then we went to a family thing, and that was my weekend. That was my lowrider eventfulness and for this weekend. So just so and then for this weekend coming up, there's a couple of events. So there's one in Antioch, California. I'm not going. So I'm waiting to hear back from my boy Pablo and to see if he's gonna make it, if he can make it to that event. So if he makes it, we can get some video footage from that event over here in Antioch. Um, I have a family birthday party to go to on Saturday, and then from there, I'm leaving to. After that, I'm leaving to Anaheim to go to the Takeover show. So I'll be out there. So I'll be at the Anaheim Convention Center for the Takeover show, and so I will have footage of that. Mesa, Arizona is in the house. Denver, Colorado. So I don't know what it is with my because my apartment's pretty small, and I get a lot. I'm getting this feedback, and it's I think it's my refrigerator. To be honest with you, because I noticed it, and I don't know. I didn't have it when I had it connected to the laptop, so I might have to check. I might just I might do a couple things to try to get it. But I think it's picking up my refrigerator because I have a little apartment now. Anyhow, um, just want to check in, see who comes on. Um, thank you guys for all the all the follows, all the shares, all the views, and everything else. Like always, right now, just I just surpassed 119,000 subscribers. So I have 119,000 subscribers to this channel, the YouTube channel, and it's I'm glad. I was looking at my analytics. I want you guys to, it's crazy because only like 10% of my subscribers account for most of my views. So it gives me that information. So it's crazy. So 119,000 subscribers, and only 10% of the subscribers account for the majority of the views on my YouTube channel. So they tell you that. So basically, it just tells you there's a lot more people that don't actually have YouTube accounts, but yet YouTube is a free platform. So anybody can watch it, whether you have an account or not. And with that being said, that's why you get those kind of statistics. There's many people that haven't made a YouTube account that are able to watch my content. Yuba City, what's up? So anyhow, for anybody that's on my live Instagram, I'm gonna sign off on that, and then I'm just gonna concentrate on my YouTube channel. It sucks because you gotta do. It was nicer when you were able to do your live and then leave it up for like a day, and people could see your comments and stuff like that. Because they can't do that no more. Let's try to charge my phone. I haven't left it alone. All right, that's it. So anyhow, um, so my last live, I went over a lot of events that I plan on going on. Today, I had some downtime, and I was looking into maybe checking out SEMA in Vegas, which is the first week of November. And so I actually submitted for my media pass, and I just got to figure out what day I'm going to go out there, and basically what day I'm going to go out there and network. I think I'm just going to fly out for one day, get there in the morning, um, you know, then fly back that night. So I was looking at the flights. It's affordable. If I do, I just waiting to see how long. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long for me to get approval for media. Then I'll book the flight. I mean, I can book the flight, and then if I kept to cancel it, then I get credit. But I don't want to do that either. Yeah, right. Like I said, I don't know if that's the culprit, but I hear a little staticky, and I'm not used to it. So it's because something that I try to figure things out. But it gets kind of stuffy in my front room in here, and then I have the window and the sliding door crack, and so I don't have the fan because it picks up everything. Even had to turn off my AC in my room. So yeah. Anyhow, so the SEMA, I think I'm gonna have to get some stickers and some other things to hand out, and network with people. Because as you know, I'm trying to pick up sponsors and marketing and advertisement. You know, so things that will fund and subsidize, um, what I'm doing. Because if I can get more funding, that just takes me more shows and more events. So it's getting pretty. I mean, it's doable, and I'm getting older, but I like what I'm doing. I just want to, not have to work as hard to keep up, with everything that goes on. So that's kind of how I am where I'm at right now. Is I'm looking for other sources of income, and utilizing what I've built here with the Pinches Lowriders, and then what else I'm gonna, strive to build in the next couple years. Obviously, COVID set me back a lot, and if you've seen my older lives, I've stated I had a lot of money I was trying to invest in right before all this happened, and because it happened the way it did, it really basically set me behind, and it happens. But I ain't giving up. I've been pushing through this whole way, trying to be creative and finding other things, the most I can do or whatever I can do. In the beginning of COVID, we did all these interviews. I did interviews with models and on the just the radio, just the talk phone interviews and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be looking to bringing in more stuff. I mean, they could be doing a little bit more vlogging if but now, like, I don't know if you've seen in the last couple videos, I have a new microphone and I have the mic flag with my logo on it, and I'm gonna be bringing that into what I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of interviews, a little bit of interviews of, or at least giving shout outs with some of the vendors, and hopefully that kind of, in honesty, just try to persuade them to see if they get a little more attention from what I'm doing, then maybe that will persuade them to invest in advertising with me so I can push them even more. So it's just one of those things. So, um, in general, I'm just looking to constantly build my brand and make it, you could say make it like a magazine, but I don't even like referring it to that because I am purposely don't want anything to do with such as a magazine for Pinches Lowriders anyway. Um, because I'm never gonna print anything. I don't have um the want and or need to print. Um, I am thinking about doing like a coffee table book, and what I think I'm gonna do is I want to start doing um once a year, maybe looking into the beginning of the year, like after Christmas, around January, is putting out a coffee table book of my highlights from the year prior. So up until I'm done shooting for that year, I mean, I could probably do that. But once Christmas comes along and then money gets tight and everything else like that, so I figure if I do the coffee table book, I can, sell it in the beginning of the year, winter time, um, just have that kind of pushing that until I start getting active with events and shows. It just depends. It's actually I get every so often I get recognized. Um, in you know, I mean, one time I went to my school. Well, my son had a school play for Christmas, like the year before COVID, 2019, and a a kid seen me, there, and afterwards told my son, "Your dad have a YouTube channel?" And so, I mean, I get recognized, and I get a lot of it's kids, to be honest with you, because they're the YouTubers of the world. But yeah, I have had people come up to me and people recognize what I do, and um, sometimes it's very humbling. But I've never had a bad experience. To be honest with you, it's actually really nice. I'm I don't get all like, oh yeah, I'm so and so or I'm somebody. Just thank you, and they people you know tell me they appreciate what I do, and I say I try, and yeah, I really mean it. I'm out here, I'm putting effort in, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and then there's a lot more to it just lowriders than just me. I'm not. I don't know if I want to be famous. I just want to open up doors to do things and travel and have a life. And my biggest thing here is you know, one day, my kid's gonna be grown up and he's gonna be able to watch all these videos. And that's the biggest thing. Because anybody asks me what I really want to accomplish, I said a legacy. I want something where my son grows up and goes, "That was my dad." You know what I mean? So everything I do, for the most part, is to set a path for something to give him something to look back at. Because right now he doesn't even want to be at car shows. He don't want to go nowhere with me when it comes down to car shows. He loves being around, loves spending time with me, loves doing all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, if he has to walk around all day, he doesn't like it. So and right now I try to put a camera in his hand, and he's just not into it right now, and that's okay. It is really that's okay. But I'm gonna I just don't want to force him into it and then him completely shut himself to it. I want him to appreciate it. I even told him I want to teach you a skill, something that you can do, learning how to use the cameras and stuff like that, and something he can do later on. And that's kind of how I really want, like, just kind of be an impression. I got to lead by example. So that's just me. I'm just trying to be creative. I am not coming to Stockton because I will not be in California, and I don't go to those shows by that promoter. I used to be a part of them, by the way, but I'm not no more, and um, that's just old news. But yeah, I don't cover those events. Well, my son can't be vaccinated because he's only 9, but he has a yellow card that has all these other vaccines, so that he can continue to go to school. That was required. So I really don't. My thing was I was never in a hurry, and I'll answer them. So for my opinion with the vaccine, honestly, I was in no real hurry. In 2019, for the last 2 months of 2019, I was sick. I was extremely sick, not hospitalized, but I couldn't get rid of a cough. I didn't have, I mean, I'm not like you guys want to hear this, but for like 2 months, I didn't have a solid bowel movement. And I was a cough that I could not get rid of. Finally made a doctor's appointment in January. I'm diabetic. So um, they told me that it was just an upper respiratory infection. They couldn't give me any kind of antibiotics. I just have to let it go pass. And then because I'm diabetic, that they gave me a pneumonia vaccine that I didn't even know they had. Okay, excuse me. It was a pneumonia vaccine. I said I didn't even know they had a vaccine for pneumonia, and to my knowledge, I've never had pneumonia. So they gave me that vaccine. I took a flu shot, and my tetanus. It was time for a tetanus shot. So I had 3 shots in a day. I was, and everything like that. Did I feel better right away? Nah, not really. But like 2 months later, COVID was in the United States. 2 months later, all the symptoms. 2 months later, pneumonia was killing people. I had a pneumonia vaccine. You guys, which was kind of odd to me because I'm sitting there going, well, if it causes pneumonia, why aren't they just giving people this pneumonia vaccine that they already have had? Okay. Like I said, I didn't even know they had that. So I'm telling you right now, and you guys understand that, just in general, I'm telling you right now, It's the technology that they've been studying all these years for all these other diseases, and they took it and they just put it into this thing to make the vaccine. And in general, there really shouldn't be. I didn't get it until July, okay, because I felt that I didn't need to right away. I've been traveling. You see me at all the videos for all the cruises. I was in Wichita last year. I was in Hop Wars last year. I was, you know, in LA. I was wherever I could be, and I traveled. And I was, on planes and everything like that. I work. I've been working full time this whole time, and it was just a matter of a couple people in my life, that family, that had said, maybe you should. And even at one point, my son said so. So, because we were watching something or whatever, and he asked me. So I decided to do it. No big deal. So at the end of the day, that's your choice. I'm not telling you you should, but the numbers are there. People, you wear a seatbelt and still die in a car accident. Don't you get that? You have a parachute, still won't open. All those things. You mind your own damn business and still get hit by a car. You mind your own damn business, still get shot. That's life. We take chances every day. This is a sugar-free root beer, A&W. I'm diabetic, but they'll tell you that this shit's still bad for me. At least it's not sugar. I mean, that's not regular soda. You get used to the no sugar either. Because once I stop that shit, I drink a regular soda, tastes nasty. All right, let me read some of this stuff on here. But anyways, I'm not telling you you should or you shouldn't. That's a decision you make. And that's the thing. I made my decision to wait. I wasn't in no hurry. I knew that there was many people that needed it more than me. At the time, I knew there were way more people that are more important, that need it more than me, when there was the whole thing about trying to get it. So I wasn't in something I needed to worry about getting with the vaccine. I just and then would be then when it was real easy to get and everybody can get it and anybody can get it, and I finally, a couple people said something. I was like, okay, I'll get it. And yeah, I was watching out for all the zombies and everything else like that. So hey, it is what it is. Kansas City in the house. Yeah, I get frustrated with my son sometimes, but it's because I asked him if he wants to, you know, take his camera or this and that. And then what happens is he says yes, and then he's whining, and then that happens, and then that's what drives me nuts. Like I can handle the no dad. That's the whole thing with my kid. With my kid, I honestly I can handle the whole no dad kind of setup and stuff like that. And I give him that. And that's the thing. I tell him all the time. Just tell me no. I'm fine with that part. Trying to charge my phone. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So right now, no, but I wear a mask. I don't wear a mask. It just depends on the situation. Stuff like that. Everything just honestly just what makes you feel safe. I don't feel that anybody needs to push anything. I don't even like the fact that it's mandated. But oh well, it's like you have to wear a seatbelt and you have to wear a helmet, and it's for your safety. And it's just one of those things. It's like one of those things. There's these laws because of insurance and stuff and paying all these people. Like I was watching something, and then it's like seatbelt laws. they're talking about seatbelt laws. They came out, in the '90s and stuff, or some earlier. Some states had them different times. I remember being a kid and I hear about these gruesome accidents, people going head on and they're flying through the windshield, or they're completely just destroy their face because their head went through the dash, or they flew through the out through the windshield. And there was like a story. There was an accident somewhere. I forgot. San Jose, like mid '80s. I don't know. I was a kid. It could be. I just remember. I remember all this weird stuff, and where there's people they died because they went pretty much head on, and one person flew through the windshield, the other person flew through the windshield, and they hit and basically just smushed their heads together. And realized that once you put a seatbelt on, that stopped happening for the most part. And so, not having a seatbelt, I mean, basically having a seatbelt, keep most people from being ejected. I mean, at the end of the day, does everybody like wearing it? I mean, I'm used to it already, but it's all these things that we think are like the big deals, or they're never gonna make me do this, or I don't want to do that. It's all because they tell you. You watch those? You ever watch those documentaries about drugs? Like they said, all these drugs are illegal. So what do you think everybody's gonna go do? What do you think all these kids are gonna go do? It's like when people say don't wear red and blue, at schools in elementaries. And then what do you think the kids are curious? What the hell does that mean? Why? So then they search it out and they get involved in all that bullshit. Why? Because you've already implanted that don't do this, don't do that. And it's because we tell people don't do it that we're humans, so we're curious. Well, why shouldn't we? That's why everything we like is considered a sin, because we're not supposed to do it. It's just what it is. That's why low riding isn't really legal if you really think about it. These shirts I sold out a long time ago. I really, at the end of the day, everybody keeps asking me about merch. I told you where to get it. If you go to my Instagram, there's a link. And this shirt, I only have a 3X. I have a few more left. I found the box of these. Uh, but other than that, I've I've I don't know what is going on with YouTube, because I've tried to figure out where I put in the merch link to the merch page, and it doesn't take you there, and I don't know why it's like that. And I've gone through everything to reconnect it, and at this point, I'm like, I put the link in the Instagram. I'll after I'm done editing, when I'm done with this video, I'll put a direct link in the information in under the video. It's gonna say INFO. You click the arrow and then it drops down like that. And then there'll be links. And any of those links that come up like a blue, you can just click on it. It takes you to the website. And I have to tell you guys like this because people don't know. Or they say they don't know, or they ask for the merch and they never buy it anyway. So it don't matter. That's why I don't invest in it no more. You I'll tell you, it ain't easy, man. I mean, doing merch the first time I ever just tried to do merch, I had some shirts made. I only had a few dozen, and with those shirts, they were All Style. The brand was called All Style. All Style was the best brand before Pro Cup came out, and so I used the All Style shirts. So everybody had told me make shirts, make shirts, make shirts. All right. So then I made these shirts just to test the waters, spend a little bit of money. And then they're like, they look at what kind of shirt is it? Because they won't, they're like really in, oh, it's All Style. Oh, I only wear Pro Club. Okay. Well, you told me to make shirts. I made shirts, and now you only wear Pro Club. So then a couple years later, I make Pro Club. Hey, I got shirts, and they're Pro Club. And then it was like it was a point they did sell, and I eventually did sell them out, but it was COVID. I spent a lot of money on making a lot of shirts. And what people don't understand, once again, is to sell a shirt, Pro Club. Now, most people at a vendor at a car show, a Pro Club shirt with their logo, their design, whatever, it's like a $30 shirt. You know that, right? And I was trying to sell things for 20 because you're supposed to sell everything for triple. Okay. That's the way real merch works. So when you got to understand that in order to get the price that you have to sell it at to make money off of the shirt, you have to buy it in bulk. So the screen printers, they're going to tell you a minimum of basically it's a dozen per size. Okay, that's a minimum. First of all, a dozen per size, and so I spent $5,000 to print my shirts in bulk, and then have them in small, medium, large, extra large, um, 2X, 3X, all the way up to 5. I had all the way up to 5X, and I had the solid black with the short sleeve, and I had these, and I had an equal amount of those. All together with some hats was 5 grand. I don't have 5 grand, so to make any more shirts because I lived off of. They were supposed to make me money, but COVID happened, and I've explained this to many people. Some people are new to this, but literally, I bought all the shirts, and then COVID happened, and so I had to sell the shirts out the trunk of my car or online, and they sold out. But what the problem was, I had to actually use the money to live because COVID happened, and the goal was initially to buy the shirts at 5,000, go to a car shows, make 1,000 or 2,000 at a car show, make more shirts, and keep it rolling. But I couldn't do that because there was no car shows in the beginning of COVID. So there was never any profit to put back into making the shirts. So if you understand that, I mean that's why I don't. That's why I'm not wasting my time trying to do merch. When I have that money, if I ever have that money again, or I get me another credit card or something like that, and then do that, it'll only be, and I'll only do that again once all this COVID stuff is done with, and I got consistency. Because see, because I cover these events, I either get a discount or I get a free booth to travel and to do all that. Then on top of that, locally is really when I do it because I'm not going to spend, which I understand a lot of vendors do, but it costs thousands of dollars. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of these vendors to be going out of state to sell at different shows. If you're local in LA, or I'm in San Jose, California. So if say a vendor is in even in LA, you got to understand that they have to, okay, so they need someone there at the booth to sell. It can't be just, it's not always just them. They have to bring the booth, bring all their merchandise, have somebody there. Who's gonna get paid to do that? So then you have to pay the person that's gonna be there to help you, or you're bringing your wife, your kids. You're not coming solo. You're coming with your boy. You also got to get a hotel room, so you're paying for a hotel room for the whole weekend because you got to drive up. So then here's your gas. Then you got to remember that you got to travel. So you're driving up the night before the show. You go and set up your booth. You got to be up at like 5 in the morning. You got to go in there, set everything up, or the day before, set all your stuff up. Then you got to eat all the other stuff. Then you have the day of the show, and then you got to pack up, and then you got to go home. So there's a lot of money. What you don't understand is, like, I tell people, I already know. Like, to me, I have a thing with the vendors. If your vendors ain't making money, they ain't gonna be happy. And another vendor that they know is gonna go, well, how was that show? Did you make any money? And they're gonna say, no, I lost my ass. So you go in there and you don't sell nothing. All that money that you paid to be there at that event is for nothing. If you make that money back, then you got what you're gonna get people that are gonna eventually hit you up for, oh, you know what? I didn't get a chance to go back and get that shirt. Can you sell it to me? And then they're gonna pay for all that online, whatever it may be. I actually used to do that a lot. Be way before the internet and social media. Well, I mean, there was internet, but I mean, there was before the social media was so popular. I would see certain shirts and stuff, and I would go to car shows because I knew that these certain vendors would be there, and they had these unique shirts that no one carried, and I would go and I'd buy them because that was me. I like that stuff, and it was a lot of it was the Sancho shirts. I had all the different ones, Sancho Handyman, this, that. It was whatever, but it was to me it was comical. But no one had them, but some just a person that went to some of the car shows. So that's how you got to figure out how that's how everything works. Nobody always puts that together. A lot of people don't put it together. Like there is a lot of money involved in the back end, and I'm trying to streamline that. That's why I'm all online. That's why I don't have to worry about printing anything. That's why now all my merch that is online is print to order. I don't None of it exists. You pay for it, they print it and they send it to you. That's how print to order works. A lot of people don't even understand. That's why when you buy certain clothing off of Facebook and um, Instagram, it takes like 3 or 4 weeks for you to get it. Want to know why? Because they don't even make it. They As soon as you pay for it, everything goes. The next day, it comes up. There's an order, and they go get a blank shirt on the size you asked for. And they got to go get the pattern, and they got to put it in the machine, and they got to put the pattern on it, and they got to do it. And sometimes you're in line for that. Like other people, if it's popular or whatever, and it's coming from China or whatever. The point being is that it's not local, and literally there's not a warehouse where just go, oh, they ordered that shirt. Let me go to aisle 5 and shelf 3, space 10, and pull that shirt off and send it to you. That's not very common. Now, like DGA or David Gonzalez. Well, of course, he has he does have a warehouse with all this stuff, but that's because he's buying it in bulk, and he's also probably got some very serious buyers because people are buying that stuff wholesale from him all day long. There's a difference because he's selling it to his wholesale buyers. He's selling it to people that are that's why at one point when his shirts were getting really popular and his clothing and everything, that all this merchandise that's getting really popular, I remember going to a car show and there was like 5 or 6 booths with the exact same everything, same shirts, same hats, same purses, everything David Gonzalez, which is great for him. But now you got to understand, if your booth is across from another booth and you guys are selling the same shit, where's your profit margin going? You know what I mean? Like if there's several booths and they're all selling the exact same shirts, the only thing is maybe you might have the size, they don't have the size, or whatever. But you're not going to profit because now you got to cut money to undercut your profit to get them to buy it from you, especially if you're selling it for the same price. So now it's just a matter of, are you a better salesman? And it's right in front of your face. So you're not really going to make any money because you're all selling the same thing. And so everybody got all, like I said, everybody got all happy, and bought up all those shirts, and they sell. They always sell. But if you're sitting there and there's several of those booths with the exact same things, you got to be a good salesman, you know. And so I look at all these things. Like I said, I pay attention to all of this stuff, you know, and I just try to give people good advice, be a good salesman, if whatever, and decide whether you're going to make money or not. It's hard for people. I've seen some people make good money. I mean, there was one time I had these one posters that I had that everybody was buying, and I sold them all like instantly. Like I would, people were just like, "Hey, you had that poster? Hey, you had the poster? Hey, I'm like, "Yeah, it's right here. I had it right. I was right there. I wasn't even the show hadn't even started. I was helping move people into the show, and they were like, "Hey, you got that poster?" And I sold them all before the show even started. But the next show, everybody bought that poster, so it didn't sell. It's just one of those things. And I know people say, "When are you going to get another design and this and that?" Right now, if you want to go buy a hoodie, I mean, it's going to be wintertime. I have hoodies available on the website thing and everything else like that. And, but as for me, until I could come up with some other stuff and make it, brand new, then I'll worry about my merchandise. because right now it is what it is. I appreciate you guys that do buy it, and I appreciate you guys that do wear it, because at the end of the day, it helps with my brand. So I have some things I want to do, and that's why I'm looking for sponsors. That's why I'm looking for advertisement. Because if I get good sponsors and I get good advertisement, then I will have the money to go and print a bunch of shirts and make sure I have them with me. But as of right now, um, you can either support me by buying the stuff online, or just wait. You can support me by sharing and liking on my all my YouTube stuff and everything else like that. That's what works. So, that's the whole thing. Commenting on the videos, sharing them on your social media and with a friend. That in itself, you guys help me greatly by doing those things. Let me see here. Well, I don't know. On Wednesdays, it seems a little low key. I'm thinking, and my right now my great debate is whether I'm gonna keep doing lives on Wednesdays, or am I gonna move it to like Friday nights. So, um, that's one of those things. I want it, like I said, I want to keep it in the same day every week, so you guys know, and I build an audience. And or if I just do it at random when I feel like it, a lot of times I want to do it if there's no shows in the morning, like on the weekend, on Saturday or Sunday. Probably Saturday, because then I ain't got to worry about football. So, like I said, all I'm trying to do, and with the lives too, it's like I'm either giving you a heads up of what's coming up, what to look out for, um, and or um, having conversation. People are curious about what I do or what's going on, so just shooting some knowledge. You know what I mean? These are just things. It doesn't mean I know everything. It doesn't mean I'm 100% right. All it means is that uh, it's something to think about, and that's all I like. Just giving you something to think about, and maybe it helps you. So before I leave, just remember I will be for sure 100% in Anaheim on Sunday at the Takeover Show. Um, Not sure about getting any other coverage locally where I'm from, San Jose, in this Bay Area. I may or may not have something, coming for you guys from that. And then we have, what's next weekend? So then we have this weekend. I just need my calendar because I can't think of anything, but there's a lot. That's just days. All right, yeah. So this weekend on Sunday, Takeover Show Anaheim. Next weekend, I will not be doing anything. That's my weekend for a family. Honestly, the second will be 2 years anniversary of my mom passing, so I'm not going to be doing anything. But spending time with my son and family, and so that weekend I'm not doing nothing. The ninth, I'll be in San Diego for Bomb Fest. That's in San Diego, Bomb Fest. Keep up on my Instagram. You'll see the flyer up there. It's a street tattoo event, and I'm flying out there for the day. Let's see. And then the following weekend, after that, I will be in Wichita, Kansas. I'm flying out Wichita, Kansas. I'll be out there for the Midwest Super Show on the 17th, the Midwest Super Show. That is a lowrider sanctioned event. Um, and the weekend of the 23rd and 24th, I will not be, unless there's something locally, not too sure. But on that date, actually, I have other plans for family as well. But I just want to give you guys a heads up for the Houston Super Show, which is on the 24th. And one of my advertisers. Um, so the Houston Super Show, that is a lowrider sanctioned event, and It is all indoor, and uh, Dolly Girl will be performing live there. So just giving you guys a heads up with that. Anybody in the Texas area, you want to go check out that Houston Super Show? That'll be October 24th. Um, so that's that event. And then October 30th, I will be in Long Beach, and that is for Fishtails Lowrider Motorcycle Custom Show. That flyer is also up on my Instagram, and I'll just keep it brief with all that right now. And then there's a good possibility that I come back from Long Beach and I go check out, go to SEMA. If if I get my credentials for media, then I'm just gonna figure out when I fly in for the one of the days of the week to go in there and go network and check out SEMA. So with that being said, we'll leave it there. And thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for continuing to support. Like I said, follow me. Excuse me. Follow me on all the social medias. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't really do a lot on Twitter, but if you have one, follow me. And of course, if you don't know where to follow me, just Google Peaches Lowriders. Everything will show up on there. Also, the store, because it's Puro Pinches Lowriders. If you Google Puro Pinches Lowriders, but I'll put the link under this video in the information section. Will be a direct link for the store that I do have available stuff to order. What's up, Tejas, Texas? Oh, another Texas. Like I said, so yeah, check all that out. And like for the people that are rewatching it or watch us later, I appreciate you guys, especially if you pay attention to the whole video. Because yeah, not all people like to hear people talk, and I'm just trying to bring and add something to my channel to keep you guys aware, and I'm trying to bring information if I know of any other events and such. I think there's a couple cruises, um, but I might have to save all that for later. Eventually, winter comes and all the toy drives and food drives and everything come up for the holidays. So I'll be putting any of that stuff when I find out as I find out. But for now, I appreciate you guys for coming on. Um, Also, remember pincheslowrider.com. Go to my website, register for if you have no social media. Okay, if this is the only social media or the only way you see my content, I want to let you know that you should really go to the website, register for email notifications. It'll pop up once you logged on, either on your phone, computer, your tablet. And when I update the website with new footage, new photos, and a new a new gallery or whatever, um, and some other information, maybe I'll have set out some car show flyers and stuff like that. So with that email, it's maybe about once a week, not always every week, but once I put everything and update the website, whenever I do that, I will send out an email. I have about 200 250 email subscribers right now. And if you did sign up and you didn't get an email, check your spam, because it does tell me how many people open up the last email. So out of 200, about half the people, on average, about half the people open up their email and see and look at the the email that I sent out. So if you're not seeing it and you signed up for it, check your spam. Um, Other than that, you know, thank you guys. And when I got some other ideas coming up, make this a little more interesting on these lives. So we'll figure some things out, and I'll get, like I said, as much content and trying to come up with new things, keep you guys, um, entertained at least or something. So, all right, thank you guys. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend.